In this video, we're going to discuss the do's and don'ts of crossfire. In public forum, crossfire is very important to help the judge understand your arguments and establish your credibility. The first thing to note is cross-examination is speech time. What this means is crossfire is something that can be prepared for and practiced, just like the other speeches. It means you have to have a plan. It means it's time that can be used to advance your arguments in front of the judge. There are two types of questions you can ask in crossfire. The first is information-seeking questions. These are questions that merely seek to clarify something your opponent said. This is a suboptimal use of crossfire. These kinds of questions give your opponents the opportunity to explain the intricacies of their argument, but that may not help you understand what they're saying. So it gives the opponents an opportunity to gain credibility with the judge without helping you. Additionally, a lot of information-seeking questions could be avoided with more practice in regards to flowing. Avoiding the need for information-seeking questions is the best strategy. The second type, and the one that should occur most often, is the argumentative question. Argumentative questions produce direct clash by refuting something your opponent said. Here are the do's and don'ts of formulating good argumentative questions. First, argue, don't ask. Argumentative questions are not open-ended. Here's an example. An open-ended question would be, how would adopting a no first use policy resolve nuclear proliferation? An argumentative question would be, why would adopting a no first use policy make countries feel secure enough, given the fact that US has conventional superiority, that they would no longer want nuclear weapons? You want the judge to begin getting a sense of what your points of attack will be, not giving your opponents wide latitude to explain their arguments. Second, don't beat a dead horse. Cross-examination is not a courtroom drama. You cannot berate your opponents into conceding your point. Cross-ex is a speech, and the rules of efficiency apply to cross-ex as well. Your goal should be to highlight as many points as you can effectively. You should strive to do this with the first iteration of the question. 3. Write your questions down. Crossfire is a speech that requires preparation. You write down notes and things to say in every other speech. Crossfire is no different. You're giving a cross-examination, that means you're not about to give a speech. So your main jobs are to flow your opponents and prepare your crossfire questions. Remember, in public forum, both speakers are entitled to ask questions. It's important to seem like you're not talking over your opponent and there's a fair allocation of speaking time. It's also important to make sure you're perceived as answering the questions as directly as possible and not dodging any questions. Doing both of these things will help establish your credibility with the judge. Thanks for watching. In this next video, we will go over how to research and use evidence to make your arguments.